Welcome back. I hope you've taken some time to consider when and how your reactivity to other people is occurring, and can start to look at some of those situations as actual opportunities for your growth. I hope you've already started to see some positive changes in how you're feeling after removing even a small amount of that negative energy. Let's expand on that today. With the last video, I hope that it was pretty easy for you to imagine how we become emotionally reactive, particularly with people that we're really engaged with, and especially someone we have a history with. Today, I'd like you to think about how often you're doing this even with little or no engagement with that person. We do it all the time, and it's just as poisonous to us, emotionally and physically. Let's illustrate this with an example. Let's say you see a very obese person at the grocery store. Let's say they're loading their shopping cart with all kinds of junk food. How easy is it for us to have a negative reaction and some judgment on that? You can imagine the kind of thoughts that could come to your mind. Maybe that's a defense mechanism for us. Maybe on some weird level that does make us seem to feel a little better about ourselves, to be judgmental of others. I promise you though, there is a mutually beneficial alternative. One that's going to make you feel even better than judgment does. So, what would it feel like for you to notice the start of that negative reaction occurring, have awareness of it, and to tell yourself, stop. Just stop. Say, no, I'm not willing to have that judgment and emotional poison in my system. I'm not going to let this poison inside me. You can then ask yourself, why am I reacting to this? Why would this bother me? What opportunity might this be for me to grow? What hints am I getting here that there might be something for me to be working on? So those are all extremely valuable thoughts. Not to mention, of course, the advantage when we have these types of positive thoughts. Ultimately, imagine what that's going to do for that person sitting in judgment, even if this is unspoken. Also, we can certainly help by pausing to reflect that this is a perfect soul in front of me, equally worthy just by the unconditional value of their existence. So, like all of these changes, this might be pretty difficult at first. It'll help to start small, by reducing our reactivity and judgment toward less emotionally reactive situations. Then as we grow in practice, we can apply it more and more. Maybe someday even to those who we never thought we could forgive or have empathy for. If you're struggling, here's some quick hints on increasing empathy in the moment. As the saying goes, just put yourself in their shoes for a second. I bet things must be pretty hard for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're hurting a lot. What must it be like to be in so much personal pain that you're projecting pain into the world? These types of thoughts can really help us to reduce our reactivity to them. Later, we can also take some time to reflect. Why was that so emotional for me? Is it possible I'm reacting to something in them that I fear in myself? Going back to the grocery store example, maybe I'm afraid of becoming overweight, or losing self-control, or being lazy or weak. Of course, none of those things are necessarily true for this person that we're observing and judging. They're often just our worst projections put onto them, related to our own inner fears about ourselves. So, with this in mind, next time we're in that grocery store, I hope that we say, wow, I noticed a little reaction there. Stop that. Looks like I've got a little work to do in processing that area of growth. What a great mirror this perfect soul has been for me. I'm grateful for that. And I hope that I can grow enough so that next time I have less of that reactivity. This is incredibly powerful for all of us, so start giving it some practice, just small bits at a time. And then, of course, share with a friend or loved one, comment below, and let's talk.